everybody! Welcome. It's Lady Nekozawa here, and today we're going to be getting into some VTuber Newsy news. But before we do, please make sure to smash subscribe, hit the like, ring the bell. And guys, do you know that I stream on Twitch? Head on over to Twitch. And if you're at work, leave me a lurk. Okay, guys, on to our very first piece of Newsy news. This is Nijisanji EN, and Nijisanji EN is the overseas branch of Nijisanji Project, consisting of English-speaking livers. Within Nijisanji EN, there is a talent named Rosemi Lovelock. And Rosemi Lovelock is a female English language virtual YouTuber affiliated with Nijisanji EN's second wave Acidia. So why are we talking about Rosemi? Well, guys, the dreaded, maybe not so dreaded, black and white text is here. This is posted on Nijisanji EN's official X account. This was posted on August 12th at 11:02 p.m. And it says, graduation announcement. Just to let you guys know, this is a graduation that a lot of people have been waiting for. So the fact that this kind of came out of nowhere is pretty interesting. But anyways, let's continue. Graduation announcement. We regret to inform you that the Nijisanji EN liver, Rosemi Lovelock, will graduate on August 29th, 2025. Thank you for your understanding and for your continuous support of Nijisanji and Nijisanji EN. Rosemi Lovelock debuted in July 2021 as part of Obsidia. It didn't take long for Rosemi to establish herself as one of the most wholesome VTubers in the industry. Not only did she bring joy and laughter to her community through her online activities, but she also proved her skills and amazed fans on several live stages. We sincerely appreciate and thank Rosemi Lovelock for all of her contributions as a Nijisanji EN liver, and we wish her the best on her next journey. To our fans and everyone involved, as difficult as it may be, we hope that you will support her decision to embark on a new chapter and see her off with all the love she deserves. After August 29th, 2025 GST, Rosemi Lovelock will cease all of her liver activities. As per Rosemi's request, all content except for membership VODs will stay public. Okay, that's a good surprise. And then it says fan letters accepted until September 30th, 2025 GST. Okay, so that is the actual official announcement that Rosemi is graduating from Nijisanji. So within the comments, you can see some people here. Rosemi is free. Let's effing go. That's kind of like the sentiment that most of the VTuber community is saying. Rosemi is a very beloved VTuber, so a lot of people have been waiting for this graduation announcement. So this is actually Rosemi's X account. Rosemi says, hi everyone, I'll be graduating on August 29th. This is a really hard moment for me, and it was no easy choice, but I really do hope to be able to give you the best summer with the remaining few weeks we have left. Thank you so much for your support and love always, heart. So this is Hazumi saying, love you so much, Rosemi. It's been a pleasure to watch you grow and blossom into a wonderful creator and a rose of all roses. Thank you for being a strong pillar in the VTubing world. Thank you for being you. I will be supporting your future endeavors. Kalex Debonar says, it was an honor to stand trial with such a capable and entertaining judge in court. I'm proud to have been able to call you my senpai. I hope the next few weeks, the road ahead of them, are kind to you. And then Luca Kaneshiro, you guys will remember Luca had, let's just say, some interesting VR chats. Luca says, we will miss you, Rosemi. Hemming Bell says, I hope to see you bloom in another garden, better watered with nicer soil and all the glorious sunlight you'll ever need. Yeah, Hemming Bell, very well worded. Vantacrow says, you'll be Isumu balling wherever you go, Rosemi. And I'm so glad that Niji was part of your amazing story. We're going to miss you. So this is Rosemi explaining as to why she is leaving. So this is posted on X under Rosemi out of context.
This may have been the hardest decision of my life, but it's been something that I have been thinking about for a while now. And I would like you to know that there are very important reasons to me on why I came to this conclusion. The most that I can share is that basically management and I had disagreements, especially on how, I wanted to proceed and grow here. I guess it's also been a bit rough for me. I feel like there was a point a while ago where I had also seriously considered ending streaming.
Wow.
I decided to keep going, and there's a lot of things I was able to experience because I did keep going. And maybe it changed my point of view a bit, but I mentioned this close to when I debuted. A lot of the reason why I started streaming was because I wanted to bring smiles and joy to people, especially those who have had, sad or tough or, bad days or, or maybe had negative feelings about stuff going on in their lives. And I just feel like lately maybe that's not something that I can personally bring to people. I wanted you guys to know that, all the rosebuds, that everything you make for me, every comment that you give me, no matter what you create and no matter what you give to me, it's always meant more than life itself. And this is something I would have loved to, do forever, but I guess it's not how things are going to proceed, huh?
She says it basically here. essentially management and I had disagreements. So knowing Nijisanji's history, that is not a surprise. Let's see what some of the good people on Reddit got to say. Exion Pulsar says, and now Obsidia is just down to Petra, who is currently on hiatus. Rando Antho says, and yet again, she wasn't able to talk about it before they posted it. I will say, wasn't expecting 2 whole graduations in a month. Usually they only do 1 per month. Archie says, ladies and gentlemen, my one reason to watch Nijisanji is leaving the building. And then Village Idiot says, WTF, they didn't even let Rosemi announce it on her stream. Please tell me what her PL is. And then this person said, the PL is Mickey. And it says, edit, I don't know if she will go back here. This is her alleged PL. Shihomi says, holy shoot. She was on my radar for not being happy, but I wasn't expecting her to be so far along in the queue. And if Petra leaves too, then that would make Obsidia the first to go extinct. And boy, oh boy, are there going to be a lot of happy boycotters. Rosemi is sure to receive a ton of support no matter what she does. All right, this is Matara, and if you guys remember, Matara used to be part of VShojo, but she is now independent. So this is Matara talking on her friend Rosemi. So let's take a listen.
Oh yeah, I can't really tell you too much about my vacation because I do have a very close friend from my Hollywood days that I talk to a lot, but she is a little bit private of a person. So even the fact that I'm talking to you about it now, I asked for her permission. She's my little rosy friend. That's all I can say. But I traveled a little bit and she traveled a little bit and we met up in a location together. I went to record at an old studio I used to go to a few times. It was actually quite busy. I saw an old therapist of mine. I saw some old friends. I did a lot of work. That's why I couldn't play with everybody for Mochi's debut because I wasn't on my usual setup. But it was really, really good to see her. We had a lot of delicious food. It was just nice. I miss her dearly, but you know, it's tough when everybody's so busy with their days and their stuff. We're planning to go on another trip sometime. Again, I don't talk about her very often. I feel like the internet has this weird, I don't blame the internet for this, but I guess if I don't mention somebody, it's like, are they still friends? Do they talk? Do they not? I talk to her quite a lot. We catch up quite a lot. Obviously, like, we don't live close to each other, so it's hard to see each other, but we catch up quite a lot and we talk quite a lot. We text each other quite a bit.
So even though Rosemi is graduating, she does still have kind of a quote unquote friends on the outside, which is great. And this is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit. This is posted by Plum Bloom and it says updated infograph. So you can see all the people who have left are marked in red. Wow, there's a lot of red X's here, guys. That's all I'm gonna say. We suspect we know where she's going, but obviously we don't know for sure. But long story short, Rosemi is graduating, so please make sure to send her some love before the 29th of August. And congratulations, Rosemi, on leaving the meat grinder. There are definitely greener pastures ahead for you, and everyone is very excited for what you decide to do next. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is Ironmouse, and Ironmouse is a female American VTuber from Puerto Rico. And in July 2025, she left VShojo and is continuing on as an independent VTuber. So why are we talking about Ironmouse? Well, guys, this is posted on the Mousy Dog page on YouTube, and this is titled Ironmouse Gets Away from Fake Friends. So let's take a listen.
You know, to me, it's like I just like talking to people, and for me, like, I think collabs are great and all, but like when I can find somebody that I can connect with, where it's like, oh, we can be besties, like, off stream and like hang out. That's like
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah,
I can't, like, okay, sometimes I meet people that only ever want to stream with me, but they don't want to be my friend, like, off stream, and that's fine. It's okay. You know what I mean? That's fine. Yeah, I don't mind being having like professional like friendships with people. It doesn't bother me. But it's like I feel like if like when we first start talking, your first, like, my first impression of the person is like being pushed to, you know, collab on stream and stuff, and there's like no like exchange and no like attempt to like have a chat or like whatever. It just becomes very clear what type of relationship we're going to have from here on out, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I just cherish people that I can vibe with, and I cherish people that don't mind being my friend.
But now I go with vibes, man. I be testing it out.
Yeah, because like I also want to know, like, I can't tell everybody everything about me. Like, I tell my close friends about like my stuff, you know? So it's like I have trust issues like really bad. So it's like if we can hang out and we can vibe off stream and I can learn to trust you, then thumbs up.
I know, I agree.
I will say, yes, in the VTuber sphere, there is definitely a lot of quote unquote fake friendships. And it's really sad, and it's very heartwarming to hear that you know, people actually having friendships outside of VTubing. That's incredible. And that's really what you want. Honestly, that's what you want, because transactional friendships don't last and are kind of like, ew. Even the VTubers that are at the top feel the same way. So like you're not alone in that feeling. And anyways, it's really nice that you can actually have a genuine friendship. That is absolutely incredible. So I'm very happy for Mousy and Mochi that they found genuine friendship in each other. That is incredible. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. Still related to Ironmouse. This is posted on Anime NYC, and it says, a programming announcement. Join the dynamic duo Ironmouse and Sea Dog for a special Let's Play of the highly anticipated upcoming game, Starlight Revolver. So if you are attending Anime NYC, definitely go check that out. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is Hololive Production, and Hololive Production is a agency of virtual YouTubers owned by Japanese tech entertainment company Cover Corp. Why are we talking about Hololive? Well, guys, Hololive has released a Q&A that is very interesting. This is posted on the Kurosanji subreddit, posted by Last Power. It says, so Cover released a Q&A document with its shareholders and featured a very interesting question regarding talent who are no longer associated with the company. So let's take a look here. So this is posted on X by Chris the Holo, and it says, Cover post a 65-page document writing all 263 questions that are asked and answered in the shareholder meeting. One Q&A popped up in particular about whether ex-Holos can come back, and Yagoo said that they would actually consider each case separately and not deny the possibility. So here it says, question, do you allow graduates to return to work? It is difficult to give a uniform answer as to whether it is possible or not, but we do not necessarily prohibit it. In case of such a case, we will make a decision on a case-by-case basis, taking into consideration the sentiments of the fans who have seen their graduation off, and also depending on the circumstances at the time of graduation, the surrounding environment, and the answers to the questions. So essentially what that is saying is that they are not saying you cannot come back. So let's take a look at what some people on Reddit are saying. Jack Riat says, my takeaway is that they are open to talents returning, ... because why wouldn't they? The bigger point is that former talents themselves probably see no reason to return, as most have launched a successful indie career at this point. So unless Cover makes giant consensus on their contracts, I doubt any of them would want to return. Very fair point. Yes. Then Andrew says, no reason to not at least consider it. It already sunk the cost into the IP. Aside from maybe one graduate, though, I can't see who would come asking. Yeah, so essentially, guys, long story short, this is something that it's not off the table for Cover Corp to bring people back. However, based on the contracts that Cover Corp has, really, unless you're not doing well in the indie sphere, that's the only reason to really come back. Otherwise, why would you split your money with a corporation that you already essentially got the upper hand from? It doesn't really make much sense. But anyways, guys, this is just something of interest that I wanted to share with you. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is Mikeneko, and Mikeneko, a lot of people describe her as the quote-unquote Voldemort of the VTuber sphere. She has lots of Horcruxes and lots of different companies. She is a VTuber who goes by many names, but Mikeneko is her independent IP. So why are we talking about Mikeneko? Well, guys, Mikeneko was also involved in VShojo. So in VShojo, she was Amemiya Nazuna, and Amemiya Nazuna was a Japanese language VTuber that debuted in VShojo as part of the Japanese unit alongside Keisan. So why are we talking about Mikeneko and Nazuna? Well, guys, Nazuna has come back to streaming. Just to give you some context, Mikeneko is streaming as this persona a lot. She hasn't streamed as Amemiya Nazuna in some time, but she has come back to this persona. And here, this is posted on August 13, 2025 at around 1:15 a.m. And Nazuna says, long time no see. And then she posted a link to her Twitch, long time no see. And this was posted as 12 hours ago as of filming. And then she says here on X on August 13th, I had so much fun streaming on Twitch. I'll be streaming again soon. I'll be streaming regularly from now on. So what exactly prompted Mikeneko to switch over to the Nazuna IP? It's a little bit unclear, but just letting you guys know that she is here. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is Koyoki Studio, and Koyoki Studio is a live 2D art rig and illustrator. So why are we talking about Koyoki Studio? Well, guys, Koyoki Studio made a really interesting model here. So this is posted on Koyoki Studio's X account. This is posted on August 10th, 2025. And it says here, live 2D pre-made model, customizable ink VTuber model is finally out. A first week is 30% off and free updates afterwards. So this is what the model looks like. It is a customizable model in live 2D. And you can see here, these are the toggles in VTube Studio. So you can like adjust pretty much everything. Super customizable, and it's a very unique and interesting model. So if you wanted to try something a little bit different, definitely give this a look here. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of Newsy News. This is Riley, and Riley is a streamer who does mostly first-person shooter games, and this is Battlefield 6, which is currently having an open beta. So why are we talking about Riley and Battlefield 6? Well, guys, it looks like Riley got into some trouble in regards to Battlefield 6. This post on Dextero. This is an article written by Michael Gwilliam, published on August 11th, 2025. So it's titled, Viral Battlefield 6 VTuber Banned on Twitch Amid Cheating Accusations. So it says here, a Battlefield 6 streamer who went viral during the game's first open beta in her wild clips has been banned on Twitch. On August 8th, Twitch streamer Riley X uploaded Battlefield 6 gameplay to X, showing her landing some nasty shots on opponents. However, as impressive as the footage was, it didn't come without criticism, as many users began to accuse the catgirl VTuber of using aimbots. So this says here, so Riley says, the most locked-in catgirl you'll ever see in Battlefield 6. So let's take a listen here.
Oh my god, you did follow me in Delta Force era. That was so long ago. Oh my god, what the fuck? That was nuts! Wow, I flicked straight at that guy through the wall. Oopsie.
Anyways, guys, you kind of can see here a lot of these shots are like near perfect. It's just like, which is a little bit like Susserino. And Riley says it's crazy what having good FPS can do for you. And then Riley says, for everyone still doubting me, cope and seethe. And then Riley says, used a hand can to prove I'm not cheating. Can't wait for week 2 of Battlefield 6 beta. And then you can see there's a hand cam here. So let's continue with the article here. One moment in particular was constantly referred at the 13-second mark. Riley eliminated one foe before performing a 180 with her crosshair already on another target who wasn't visible on screen aside from the minimap. Nice aimbot there. Amazing flip and around and perfect aiming right for the enemy that's behind one rock, a user responded. I miss the days when cheaters weren't so blatant. Bro, at 13 seconds, you literally locked onto another player you had no way of seeing, hitting, or even knowing that he existed. Another blasted. You are a dirty cheater. On August 11th, after Riley's clip had amassed 26 million views and she attempted to fight the cheating allegations with handycam footage, Twitch banned her. Okay, her channel is now inaccessible with only text reading. The channel is temporarily unavailable due to violation of community guidelines and terms of service. It's unclear if EA also banned the user's account or why Twitch opted to suspend the VTuber. Riley claimed on X she would be getting unbanned later today, suggesting it was a one-day ban. It looks like it truly was a one-day ban there. Twitch will ban first-time offenders who cheat in games for one day, a policy that caused a lot of controversy in the past. In any case, Riley is maintaining her innocence, and we may only learn if she was cheating or not by the time the next open beta period rolls around. Meanwhile, Battlefield 6 anti-cheat system Javelin has already prevented more than 300,000 cheating attempts while receiving over 100,000 player reports of suspected cheating on the first 2 days of the beta. So anyways, guys, long story short, so Riley has been unbanned as it was only a one-day ban, but this is something that if you are a fan of Battlefield 6, definitely this is something to keep your eye on. Okay, guys, on to our next piece of newsy news. This is me. This is Lydia Nekozawa here. On Monday, I did a 12-hour coverage on the Adora Bunny controversy there. I know sometimes people may not, sometimes I get accused of not covering things because it's not in a video format. It is, however, if you go to my channel and if you go under, I'll show you where it is. Hey, you! If you go under the live portion here, this is where you will see this coverage. So if you guys are like, Lydia, why didn't you cover this? Trust me, I did. This is 12 hours long. You can watch it on 2x speed. That'll make it 6 hours long. So if you are wondering where that coverage is there under the live tab. Okay, guys? All right, and that's it. That's the end of the VTuber Newsy News. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you see, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And guys, if you're unable to make it to Twitch, no problem. I do back up all of my gameplay here on the channel, Lydia VTuber VODs. And make sure to watch through it because I've probably played through some of your favorites. Okay, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Mwah! Bye-bye. Anyways, so Sister Neko, she would volunteer for this, free the children. It was like, I don't know, she did it after school or whatever, right? Anyways, and I guess what happened was, at dinner, we were, all talking about it. And then, Papa Neko was like, free the children. What about the free the parents? And we're like, Papa Neko, no!